La la la. La la la. You're live. Oh my god. Hi everyone. This is Mai Vu Coach and my daughter Miss Maia.
Hello.
And we are in the van. Tonight is van cuddle night. it's actually it's a few days before my birthday, and that's what I want, was time with my daughter. And of course, whenever I get to spend time with her, I get to catch up on her dating life and hear all these scary, exciting stories as mom and as her friend and her coach and all the above. So tonight she said, "Oh, I have something to tell you. I think I'm going to need a little help on this one. Please start."
Yeah, well, it was so hard. We were eating dinner, and it was so hard for me not to just spill everything. She had to like physically say, like, "Don't tell me. I don't want to know until later." I'm like, "No, please, let me say it." You're like, "No, I'm not letting
Well,
you."
I don't want her to waste it, right? These conversations are so precious to us, and also for those who have watched our channel before, um, it's fun. So let's go.
Okay.
All right,
Okay, which one should I start with?
the
Okay,
second
the second one.
one.
Okay, so this guy, I started out. I actually have seen him before. I met up with him before a couple times, and it was just like a hookup. And so all we did, like, I just went over to his place. We
To
hooked
have
up.
sex.
We hooked up. That's it. And then I would leave. But
Go ahead.
oh, but I would only talk or I only hung out with him like twice because each time it just he didn't really treat me the way I wanted to be treated.
Yeah.
And so it was very like clearly it was just to hook up, but I at least want to be treated like a person, like a human being, and like have him care about me, like, and so it would be like I'm trying to ask him questions about himself, get to know him, whatever, and then he literally wouldn't even answer it. Like he would just be like, no, I don't really want to talk about that," and then he just like try and like do stuff. I'm like, what the heck?
Try and do
So
stuff. What kind of stuff?
like instead of like talking, he would just like go into like kiss or something, and I'm like, no, I that's not what I'm doing right now. Like I don't want to do that. So anyway, he just didn't care about me or anything, and so I'm like, all right, well, I'm done talking to you. So it just was two times, and then I was like, that's it. And then but ever since then, once I like left him and rejected him, now he's interested and now he wants to get to know me, and I'm like, leave me alone, dude. So it's been months of just him like constantly like messaging me and like finding different ways to like get a hold of me, and it's just him going, hey, hey, like ask me this and this and this, and like, and I don't really respond, and when I do, I'm like, what do you want? Like, do you want something from me? Like, why are you talking to
Sex.
me? Yeah, and I've rejected him so many times. I'm like, hi, please stop talking to me. And it once it got to the point where he was like, I really need to see you. Like, I really want to talk to you. And I'm like, about what? Like, there's nothing to talk about. You don't know anything about me. What do you mean? And so it's just been weird like that. And then recently, he reached out again, and this time, like before, I would just be like, hi, please stop. But now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call him out, and like I'm gonna just roast him real quick because he has this like attitude, and like on social media he's super like, yeah, I'm the shit, like everyone wants me, like I'm that and this and like, but then when he's like talking to me, he's like, please, like I miss you, no no no, I just want to see you. I'm like, if you have all these hoes, then go to them. Like, why are you bothering me? I don't get it. And so he texted me, he was like, hey, and I straight up just went, I was like, you're so funny because, like, on the outside, you act like the shit and like everyone wants you, but then with like behind the scenes, you're so desperate. Like, it's sad. And he's like, I'm just so into you. Like, it's bad. Like, I'm just so into you. And he's like, I'll literally like publicly declare that like I miss you. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I just go, I really don't understand where you're coming from because we only hung out twice, and every time you literally didn't give a shit about me. You didn't get to know me or anything, and now you're saying you miss me and you're so into me. Like, I don't understand where that's coming from. Like, you don't even know who I am. And he's like, I know enough to like miss you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
Ew.
yeah, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? And then he was like, yeah, and at the time, like, I was going through depression and stuff, and like, I really feel bad about the way I treated you. And like, he's like, that's why I never really got over you, because I just felt so bad about it. And like, I really wish I could just have a second chance. And I'm like, well, okay, sorry to hear about that, but still not acceptable. Like, I don't like to be treated like that, and I don't hang out with people who, you know.
Why have you not blocked him?
I don't know, because I don't know.
It seems like an easy no-brainer. You bring this to us? Come on now. No, I'm just kidding. Why haven't you blocked him?
I don't know. So,
wait, yeah. Who's the psychotic one here? What? What's wrong with you?
So here's the thing.
Okay, tell me the thing.
That's why the question is he psychotic and crazy? Most likely, yes. But the thing is he's so persistent about it that it's kind of like,
ew.
I don't know. Part of it's kind of like
entertaining.
Yeah.
At least somebody's into you,
right? Yeah.
And chasing you.
And it's been fun for me because I can literally say anything I want to him, like call him out for anything, and he like still keeps trying. I'm like, what are you doing? You look stupid. And he's like, please, no. I'm like,
ew. So you using him like a batting toy that you can just bat it around?
Yeah.
So the title of this shouldn't just be Is He Psychotic? It's Am I Psychotic? Oh yeah.
But yes. But I'm also wondering, I'm like, should I be should I be worried about this one? Like, because part of me is kind of like, he could easily turn into like a stalker or something.
Yeah.
Like, this is a little creepy, but I'm also like, or is he just going after what he wants? No? Is it really bad?
Yeah. You know this.
Yeah, I know.
What do you know?
I don't know. I just like I've never experienced that, so I'm like, I don't think this is normal behavior.
Well, there are many people that do this, so it's not abnormal.
This is the first time for me, though.
Okay, good.
Well, so I've had guys like, after I've dumped them or whatever, or like move on. Okay, every single guy that I've been with has tried to come back a second time.
Of course.
But none of them have been like this before. They're like, hey, and like trying to get to know me and stuff, like trying to see me again. And I'm like, no. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they just go away. But this one just keeps going and going and going and refuses no. Like, I'll say no. And he's like, come on. Like, yes. Come on. You know. I'm like,
okay. I'm getting tired already. It's 9:30 at night. So, what do you know? You know this. Come on. Find your truth. Find your wisdom. What do you know to guide yourself?
Well, I know that he's, I really don't take him as a person seriously. Like, I think he's very just not what I'd want to associate myself with, and he's just gross. So like, I'm not taking any of this seriously.
Yes.
And yeah, I probably just shouldn't be getting caught up in that.
Right. And even though you said no, but there's a part of you that still want to keep the energy dangling there. What does it feed in you?
Well, it's just such an ego boost and like powerful. Like, I'm like, yeah, like I feel like a cat playing with like a mouse right now.
Let's get like you a toy instead of a
torturing
human.
It.
Well, congratulations. You are now meeting the part of you that can toy with people and be entertained by it. And there's a part of your ego that needs to be fed this. Even though you don't like it, it's annoying,
It's
it's a drag, it's
exhausting.
exhausting, and yet there's still a part of you that keeps it because without it, you're bored and you don't have anything else. But it's not like you're bored because you have other boys that
Yeah.
you're playing with and all that. So this is just like, remember when relationship make your face look like this or like that? It's not good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Well, but it's a bigot. A lot of people, we keep this around because we're bored, because we have low self-esteem, insecurities,
Yeah.
and then it becomes trouble,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's clean, it's clear, cut, block, protect, and bless him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And go out with people that is a match for your vibration, really.
So I wonder if we should answer this question.
Okay, what's the question?
So the question is, if he is so popular or whatever, why won't he let go of this one? Like, why can't he just let it go?
He's bored also.
Yes, I know. And I would even ask him, I'm like, how bored are you? Like, why? Why are
Yeah.
you bothering me? Like, do you really have nothing else to do?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like people do a lot of things because they're bored.
But it's
It
like,
has nothing to do with you.
but the thing is I've rejected him like hard so many
Well,
times.
because now you become a fascinating game. Haven't you seen any psychotic movies?
No, I don't like scary movies.
Okay, well then don't act in one then. You're starting to build this up. So yeah, a lot of times people are just bored. They don't have anything to shoot for, and then you reject them. So then it's like, oh, okay, let me go after that.
Isn't it embarrassing though? Like, if someone rejected me, I would never ever talk to them ever again.
You know, there's something about the way men think and women think that are different. Like men will take a rejection.
They take it as a challenge.
They take it as a challenge, and they take your no as a not yet rather than no. Women, we hear an almost semi no, and we're like, oh no, we're shit.
Yeah.
We throw ourselves away. But men are kind of like, it's just a no today. Tomorrow I'll try again, or they forget.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Dude.
So, not a big deal.
Okay.
Come on, you have much better fish to fry,
I know.
right?
Yeah.
You don't need that entertainment. And besides, that
And he's literally so, like, so we have, I know that the older generations like have the same thing, like just humans, we have icks, but like for my generation, we've come up with the word for it. We call it an ick. I don't know if you call it icks, just like things that are like yellow
gross.
flags, red flags, just things
Okay.
that gross you out. But now we call them an ick. So if you find an ick for someone, that kind of ruins it. But with him, there's so many icks. Like every single thing about him, I don't like, and it's just like it would never work because I'd always just.
So why are you having
Exactly, that's why
it's in your house?
That's why it's so weird. Ew, he's never been in my house. I'm afraid to give him my address. I
Well,
feel like
yeah,
he'd
so-
stalk me.
Right. So yeah,
Okay.
get out.
Okay.
Get out. Lots of fish in the sea. Your twin flame is out there, as Cindy Lee would say. Hi, Cindy. Hi, everyone who's watching. Some of you come across with your name, so then we can say hi. And then some of you come across as Facebook users. So I don't know who you are, but if you say hi and then put your name on that, then we know who you are. Anyway, was that it? Is that it for this guy?
That's mostly it for that one.
So it's not about him. This one is purely about you.
Is it?
Yeah. Is it?
Well, yeah, but I did actually want to know if like he's just kind of psycho.
No, he
Really?
hasn't quite reached psycho yet, but he definitely. It's just not something
Really?
interesting.
Like he won't leave me alone, and he's constantly like, "Can I see you? Like I need to see you." I'm like, "Why?" To me, that's kind of like really creepy.
Well, then why are you keeping it?
I don't know.
You're the creep. Don't do that to yourself. That's so scary. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, come on now.
Okay.
All right.
Moving on.
Anything else?
Not with him. No.
Okay.
Okay. So
There's more.
So now the first one?
Okay.
What about it? So I think the main thing with this other guy is firsts, right?
Yeah.
First times.
Oh, right. So just tell the story of this other guy.
So there's this other guy. This one is actually, he's much higher on the point system. He's doing pretty well. But so we've been talking for like a month now, and he's super cool. We get along really well. He's funny, like everything is great. He's super respectful and everything. And we finally started hanging out this week. And basically everything's great in person. We get along super well. Nothing is awkward. Like when we're talking, like our conversations flow. It's like super easy. And then last night we hooked up. We had sex for the first time. And it was so awkward. It was so disappointing. It was bad.
Oh.
Like there were things that were sweet about it and that I appreciated from him. Like, and it's not that like he was awful or like treated me bad. It was just awkward and it sucks. So yeah, I've just been struggling with like overthinking it and
the disappointment of that.
And like trying to decide, so what do I do now? Like, do I just cut him off just for that, or do I put in the energy and the work to like train him? And then and I guess I just forgot that like the first time is always going to be awkward. Like it's always going to be like that. And actually our first time wasn't even that bad. Like at least we didn't cry after. Because I've had friends that like cry after having sex with someone.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Did they cry with that person or
no,
with
like
you?
After.
Oh, afterward they call you and they cry?
Yeah, or they just cry by themselves.
Oh, what could happen that made them cry?
I guess it's traumatic or something.
Oh, hi G from Vietnam. Wow, that is traumatic. Well, okay, I'm glad you didn't cry.
Yeah.
It was just awkward and not that much fun. And so most likely he's very inexperienced. So he doesn't quite know how to recover. And I would say 99% of first time sex is awkward, not that great. And, you have so much hype to get in there.
Yeah, and that's the thing, which guys always do, and I keep falling for it, where it's like guys will they will talk themselves up so much and be like, yeah, like I'm great at this, and like I love doing this, and I'm so good, and then you get all excited, like, oh, okay, like, yeah, they're gonna be good. And then it happens, and you're like, first of all, you did none of that. You didn't do a single thing that you said you do. And you weren't even good at it, and it was awkward, and like you're not as confident as you come across. Like, why do they do that just so that they can have sex with us?
Well, I don't know why they do that, but I do know what you're talking about, because when I was dating around, I had experienced that too. Like this guy, he was all like, yeah, I'm a dom, and I'm a good dom, and I'm gonna take you and all this stuff. And then you come over and it's like, and he just licked my face, and I'm like, ew. And he knew nothing about dom or anything. It was so disappointing. I was like, okay, you can go now.
Yeah.
So yes, they do that. Men, if you're listening, why do you do that?
Because honestly, I'm talking to men right now. I feel like if you just didn't say anything about it and like didn't get my hopes up, and then we have sex, and then I'm like, oh, that wasn't that good. That was kind of awkward. but you didn't like hype yourself up, I wouldn't be as disappointed. But if you hype yourself up and then disappoint me, I'm like twice as disappointed.
Oh,
So I'm
wait.
like,
I know. I have a clue. How did they hype themselves up?
what do you mean?
Well, what did they say? Because I think I have a clue here for us. Because, like, if a guy is just into talking about how great they are, clearly they're not that great. But if he's in your exchange, if he's curious about you and what turns you on and what makes you hot, then you know that he's listening to you, that he's tuning into you. There's hope there. So these guys, when you say they hype themselves up, do they talk about themselves or do they talk about you?
This one would ask me what I'm into. And then he would agree and be like, "Oh yeah, I like that too." Was that what you mean?
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't be like,
well, that's not hyping.
But I got excited because I thought that he would match my level, but he didn't.
Yeah. Well,
like he wasn't like, oh, like I'm so good, like all the girls like always no, like he never did that. He was just like, oh yeah, like I'm really into that too, like yeah, I can do that, oh that would be fun, and
then he did nothing,
and then he didn't do it.
Yeah, that happens.
So like, is it just because he was kind of like holding back a little bit the first time, just taking it easy, just trying to like see where the
No,
or can he really just not do it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Pretty much.
You sure he just doesn't have to get more comfortable or something?
You're making excuses for him already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
So I really just need to train him.
That doesn't sound very good either. I know what you mean. Like, you do need to, like, educate each other on how to please you. Is he your age?
He's 3 years older.
3 years older. For men, that's not much.
What do you mean? Like that much? That's not much older?
Yeah. That just mean he barely could hold a conversation. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, okay, but he's really interested in like trying to get to know what I like, what I'm into, and I already told you this, that he will actually put in the work to like to do what I want him to do.
Well, so this guy I think is worth a little more time. I think at least 3 rounds before.
So like 2 more or 3 more?
2 more.
Okay. 3 strikes, you're out, buddy.
No, don't hold it like that. But you kind of have to like give it a shot. And he seems not that seasoned. He's not like he had a lot of lovers already.
Yes, he's only had 4.
Yeah,
and yeah, and it was like a long time ago.
Yeah,
like I wasn't even doing it that hard, but like I gave him some hickeys, and he was like,
ooh,
like he didn't know what to do about it. He's like, well, what do I do with this? Like, he's like, I haven't had a hickey since like high school, and that was like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, you haven't done this in a while, huh? Like it's been a while.
Yeah, I know. You're kind of in that tough place where most of guys your age, or all men, all boys your age, or even 5 years older than you, they're not that seasoned. They don't know shit, and they're actually experimental and learning from you.
Yeah.
Right? But if you go older, then right now you're like, ew, they're creepy older men, and then that's creepy.
Yeah. Well, if I go older, then it's like I'm not like attracted to them.
Well, and then you have another thing, which is you're doing both. You're trying to find the hot, attractive guy who really can do something with his body. But right now you're in this phase of experimenting and learning about this body and what it can do. Who gives a shit if you're attracted to them? If they can turn you on and they can get you off, that's where you should be experimenting in.
Yeah.
But that's hard for you to get your head around. So So you're still cycling through boys who don't know shit.
Yeah.
And yeah. And you're looking for love and relationship, even though you're not really ready for love and relationship. You don't want to be tied down again in a big relationship, and yet you don't know to do it any other way other than keep getting into another relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
Yeah.
And I think there's also something more challenging for you too, is that you're you were born naturally mature and naturally curious, and you have the support to explore your body and your sexuality. So you're automatically are so much more mature than other boys your age or men your age. So you're often disappointed because they can't meet you.
I haven't found one yet. And I've gone through what, 9 already?
Good job, though. It's a PhD program. You just
Yeah.
gotta keep going. Yeah, you're so brave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. It's so complex to try to get all those pieces down. So isolate. Do do one thing right now. Explore your body instead of trying to get a relationship. And if you're going to explore your body, write your ad differently or look for different kind of, like I always say this, look for teachers of your body instead of look for a date
Right.
or a boyfriend. And if these guys, they should be paying.
I know.
It's like, yeah.
Like I think about it, I'm like, all of these guys that I've been
Yeah.
with, like, they must in their head, it's kind of like they think, wow, I've been with her, like that's the best they're gonna do in their life. Sorry.
All right. Oh, thank you, Em. I I don't know who your name is, so I just want to say I'm gonna put your comment up there. Hi, thank you for listening, for watching, and for making your comments. I love it. Mwah. If I know who you are, well, when we finish broadcasting, we can look through the comment and see who you are and respond better. But thank you for commenting and for watching. We love you, and we're so glad that you'll get value out of this. And please share. We'd love to continue to do this all the time as soon as I can get a hold of her. And now it's mommy daughter cuddle time.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah,
That's it.
that's enough, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your journey with us. You're so brave.
Yeah.
And I get how difficult it is.
It's fun though.
Good. All right. Have a good night, everyone, or have a good day wherever you're watching us from. We send you lots of love.
Thanks for watching.
Yay! Please comment and share. We love you for it. Bye.
Bye.